There's something I've been holding inside, something I've never fully said aloud. And before I begin, I want you to lean in closely and listen with your heart. Not every truth is meant to be shouted from rooftops. Some truths are whispered, sealed, and carried like a secret flame, protected from the winds of judgment, gossip, or misunderstanding. And this, my love, is one of those truths. If you're reading this right now, it means heaven chose you to hear it. It means you were meant to feel the weight of my words, to sense the pulse of my heart behind them. And before I open this secret, let me ask you to do something for me. If you believe in love that doesn't need to be put on display, if you believe in bonds stronger than likes, comments, or fleeting attention, type 1111 in the comments right now. Let the world know you believe in hidden, sacred love. Now let me begin. You deserve to know this. What I really love about you the most is that you never posted about me, because you know our love doesn't need validation from strangers. In a world where people crave applause for every private moment, you never needed an audience. You never needed the fake spotlight of empty attention. You never turned us into a performance. You never crafted a false version of us just to look good for the world. Instead, you stayed real, raw, true. Every smile, every tear, every laugh, every fight, every reconciliation. We kept those things hidden in the sacred box of just us. That is where our love breathes. That is where it lives. Not in the shallow scrolling of timelines, not in the eyes of people who don't even care, but in the holy, quiet space between our two souls. And I'll tell you this now, something I've never admitted before. That silence, that protection, that refusal to hand our story over to strangers, it's the thing that made me fall deeper. It's the thing that convinced me this was real. Because anyone can love when the world is watching, but it takes courage to love when nobody sees, when nobody claps, when nobody approves. If you believe love is not performance, but prayer, type 222 in the comments right now. You never forced me into a cage of expectation. You never demanded I put on a mask to prove I loved you. Instead, you honored the truth that our love is a garden, not a stage. And gardens don't grow under the harsh glare of spotlights. They flourish in the quiet, in the secret, in the soil that is watered in silence. I thank God for you every day because you gave me something I didn't even know I needed, the gift of privacy. The gift of knowing that what we have doesn't have to be consumed by everyone else. It doesn't have to be a story for their entertainment. It doesn't have to be paraded for strangers who will forget in seconds. It only has to be ours. And that's why when I think about you, my heart feels safe. Because you didn't sell our love to the world. You guarded it like a treasure. You kept it hidden like a jewel, polished in silence, untouched by envy, gossip, or the evil eye. If you've ever felt the power of keeping love private and pure, type 777 in the comments. The world teaches us that if we don't post it, it's not real. But our love is proof that the realest things are the ones unseen. Faith is unseen. Prayer is unseen. The soul is unseen. And so is the bond between us. You see, anyone can show off, but not everyone can protect. Anyone can take a picture, but not everyone can hold a moment. You didn't just hold me. You held the weight of us. You carried it quietly, humbly, lovingly, and I will never forget that. Because let's be honest, the world is noisy. People talk, people judge, people misunderstand. They create stories out of shadows. They project their insecurities onto what they don't understand. If we had put everything out there, we would have been feeding wolves. But instead, you chose to starve them. You chose to keep our table sacred with only 2 seats, yours and mine. And that is why, when I think about you, my soul rests. If you know what it means to keep something sacred, type $9.99 right now. I remember the first time I realized this about you. It wasn't a loud moment. It wasn't a dramatic gesture. It was in the quiet. I watched you hold back when you could have shared, and instead of disappointment, I felt gratitude. I thought to myself, this person understands. This person knows that not everything beautiful has to be displayed. Some beauty exists just to be cherished. Like sunsets we don't photograph. Like prayers we whisper, like love we guard. And that's when I knew you were different. That's when I knew you were mine. So let me confess something deeper. You taught me to trust silence. You taught me that real love doesn't scream. It doesn't demand. It doesn't chase validation. Real love whispers, and yet its whisper is stronger than the loudest noise. Real love hides, and yet its hiding is more powerful than the brightest spotlight. Real love stays quietly, faithfully, steadily. If you've ever known the power of quiet love, type amen in the comments. Now, let me tell you another truth. Sometimes I wondered if you felt the same way. Sometimes I worried that maybe you were too quiet, that maybe your silence meant distance. But then I realized, no, your silence was not absence. Your silence was protection. Your silence was love in its purest form. And now I see it clearly. Our love is not for their eyes. It's for our souls. So tonight, I am letting my heart speak in full. For so long, I carried these words in silence, afraid they might sound too heavy, too raw, too vulnerable. But love like ours is not meant to be hidden away in shadows. It is meant to be honored, cherished, and spoken into life. I love you not just for who you are, but for how you love. You love without performance. You love without needing to prove anything to the world. You love quietly, gently, fiercely, like a flame that doesn't need to burn everything around it to be real. You love without fear of being unseen, because you know that what is true never needs an audience. You love in a way that doesn't cage me but frees me, and in that freedom, I finally found my home. That is why when I picture forever, I don't imagine staged photos or curated posts for strangers to admire. I imagine mornings when it's just us, coffee steaming, laughter echoing to the kitchen, eyes meeting across the table with a softness that words cannot capture. I imagine nights where silence speaks louder than 1,000 speeches, because our hearts already know. I imagine prayers whispered together, hands entwined, faith joining us in ways even time cannot undo. That's the love I see. That's the love I choose every single day. If you believe in forever love, type 4444 in the comments. Because forever love is not about how loudly you can shout to the world. It is about how deeply you can live it in private. And let me pause here to say, thank you. Thank you for being rare. Thank you for being different. Thank you for choosing to protect love, instead of putting it on display for others to judge. Thank you for keeping sacred what belongs to us and only us. In a world obsessed with pretending, you stayed true. In a world where love is often measured by likes, views, and public applause, you understood that real love doesn't need validation. And that truth, that quiet, steady, unshakable truth, has become my greatest treasure. So here I am tonight, confessing the secret I never dared to speak aloud. I love you most because you kept us safe. I love you most because you never handed our love to strangers. I love you most because you understood that love, real love, needs no audience. And that is why you will forever be my hidden miracle. If you receive this message, type, I claim it. If you feel this in your soul, type, this is for me. And if you know deep down that your love is sacred, protected, and meant to last, type amen to seal it. Because love like ours is more than a story. It is a prayer answered, a miracle lived, and a forever written in the secret place of the heart.